Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 Conclave as Scotland. In our last episode we declared war on Sicily for the last county that we did not control in the Duchy of Sicily, which is going fine. We have not actually seen their army yet because they're currently at war with France over something up here, so that's presumably where they are. Meanwhile, we're just going to siege down our target county and get our ticking war score. We also do not any longer have a truce with the... Oh, we're no longer stressed as well. Sounds great. We no longer have a truce with the Fatimids, so we can actually declare another quick holy war over there if we want to, after this war is over. And actually we have a non-aggression pact with the Seljuks via a random event, so we could even use them against the Fatimids, which I for one would find pretty amusing, so probably will do that. Okay, so we won another siege there. Our son David seems to be a real explorer and experimenter, constantly finding new ideas and topics that fascinate him. So we could have a chance of him becoming patient, or we could make curious into quick. I think it would not actually be quick that he would get, but shrewd. But I guess this event still says quick. And I think shrewd is +2 to all stats rather than +3, but it's still pretty good, so I think we'll definitely do that. Yeah. Also not a genetic trait, so he won't be passing it on to his children. You've improved Duke of Moray's opinion, okay. Maybe enough to get him out of his faction, though he's not actually causing us any real problems. That mercenary band that you hired a while back seems to still be in the region. Maybe you should invite the commander to a small feast. Captain Bryce of the Scottish band. Yeah, okay. Okay, our Duke of Moray is happier. Captain Bryce has no troops. Alright, he refused to come and feast with us. Okay. Who does he think he is? Guess there's not much we can do with him. Can we, by the way, assault this? We could actually assault this, but we are almost finished with the siege anyway, so not much point by now. Alright, better levy reinforcements is good. Borderline able to assault this as well. I think we'll just not, though. Appoint a new commander, Ewan, who in fact recently finished his martial education. So that's all proceeding according to plan. And Duke Magnus of Moray now wants increased council power. Wasn't he looking for elective succession previously? I actually forgot what his previous faction was about. I wish he would make up his mind. I see some French boats boating around down here, presumably bringing troops to land in Sicily or something? How's their war going? 10% in favor of France. They're probably pretty evenly matched based on their size. Got about 7,000, you've got about... Oh, you've got 15, okay. Sorry, I underestimated you, France. Maybe his max levy is higher, but he's lost some battles. Yeah, he's down about 3,000. I have been corresponding regularly with my daughter Marthok, Basilissa of the Byzantine Empire, and always make sure to see her whenever I get the chance to give sage advice and remind her of her duties. Family first. Speaking of that, do we have a pact with the Byzantines? We don't, but we could get one, which means we could make the Byzantines and the Seljuks potentially team up against the Fatimids, which would make that whole situation even funnier. Seljuks, of course, being historical enemies of the Byzantines. It's definitely too good an opportunity to pass up. Okay, so this is done. We're up to 53%. We should be getting ticking war score at this point. Currently 0%, but that's okay. Let's maybe head to their capital and siege that. And our Duchess of Sicily has a revolt on her hands. Though it seems like she already had her army parked in his county, so poor timing on his part. So I'm not able to assault this as it stands. Also, we're not going to be able to capture the despot himself. This guy from the court of Galloway has raised a large army of exiles and is off to press his claim on Norway. Okay, good luck. We can't capture the king himself, but we could potentially capture family members, and the Aztec Emperor has died a natural death at the age of 61. Okay. So maybe we'll see if his successor is going to be more inclined to start declaring wars over here. He is possessed. Upon the conclusion of a long council meeting, you decide to make a toast. Of course, one toast eventually becomes many and time seems to slip away. Later, you leave the council chamber. As you leave the council chamber, you stumble and fall on your face. You can feel the taste of blood in your mouth and dizziness is setting in. Yeah, I guess we'll call out for help. We don't want to become wounded. King of Jerusalem is standing next to us. He seems to contemplate helping, but is not responding to your pleas. Just before you pass out, you see him bringing the rest of the councillors out, and they look at you in pity before they help you. So we become a drunkard and become bitter rivals with King Giric. Is it Giric, maybe? I guess if it's Scottish, it's more likely to be a hard G. Who knows? I'll remember this. So Drunkard is pretty bad. Lowers our stewardship and our personal combat skill, but I guess it could be worse. It doesn't give us a health penalty. Which it probably should, but I'm not going to complain. Duke of Moray is happier, okay. And we lost this siege to the peasant revolt down here, that's fine. And the new Aztec Emperor is revoking things. And our son Roy had a son of his own named Mungo, who is strong. Okay, good for him. Really would be nice if people would vote for Roy as the Tanist. Maybe we can just see if people will be anyway in favor of that. People don't want to vote for our sons directly, just because of how Tanistry works. Vassals will tend to vote for older members from other branches of the family rather than our direct sons. But he is such a good character, maybe there's a chance. So our kinsman here needs a childhood focus. We'll go for thrift. We're voting for the Earl of Desmond here, mostly. Nobody is on board with Roy. Okay. Well, I guess it might not be so bad if we end up inheriting as Roderick, because he'll probably die relatively soon afterwards, and maybe then Roy could get voted in while he's still young. But then having two successions in a relatively short space of time is pretty bad for business, potentially. But I guess maybe there might be upsides. You have given me bizarre and repulsive evidence concerning the King of Jerusalem's sexual preferences. well, people in glass houses and all that, but maybe since he is our rival, we should try to threaten him with exposure. He isn't in any factions right now, but he is never going to like us. In fact, he can't be in factions while he's on the council, so maybe that's just a bad idea. Not sure if we need a reason to arrest him either. Actually, now that I think about it, having our rival as our spy master is a terrible idea all by itself, so... Okay, we'll take a reason to arrest him. We probably won't arrest him, though. No, wait a second, let me think about this. I want to unappoint him from the council, or at the very least, not have him be our spy master. So, in that case, it would be useful to threaten him out of factions. We'll see if this actually works, though, first. Okay, he swore to stay out of all factions and be loyal. Good. Let's appoint somebody else as our spy master. We don't want the leader of the Sicilian revolt. We'll put this mayor in charge, though, I suppose. Or our wife. She's relatively happy with us. Nah, the mayor is much better. He's not extremely happy, but he at least is not our rival. Let's make sure that he has at least a reasonable opinion of us. 30 is going to be fine. We are amassing a pretty large amount of money by now, actually, so we can possibly build more retinue. Yeah, I'm not sure what the composition of our current retinue is. I guess we can see here. Okay, it's fairly balanced, I suppose. We should probably try and keep it that way. Maybe more archers would be beneficial. Do a couple of skirmish units. And a shock? Okay. Seems fine, we'll let them reinforce up there. We do still have a lot of money though. Let's actually look at upgrades in our capital maybe. Oops. Not that we really use our levy that much, so doing the levy upgrades is maybe a little bit pointless. Though I guess it's useful to have a strong levy for emergencies if we do need them. And we'll just build the cheapest things. And how about elsewhere? Sure, we'll just do fortifications. Do a keep. Fortifications there, we'll do stables. And a Shiltron training ground, why not? Alright. Back to our war. With any luck, we'll capture some family members here and get some free war score out of it. Our grandson needs a childhood focus. Go for Marshal for him. Oh, and here is Sicily's army, okay. So we've just won our first siege, no captures. He's headed down to Salerno. We don't want him to get into our target county here. I think we might just take a battle in the hills. We have the numbers to carry it, I think. We'll actually catch him here, so that's fine. Alright, and it was even worth enough to get us the immediate victory. We captured a count as well, so let's ransom him. For a free 70 gold. Just wait for the ransom to come back. I don't know if he'd end up being released as we make peace here, but let's make sure we get the money. So our vassal Duchess gets her county and gets her opinion improved, presumably. She's still pretty unhappy, title claimant. It's because of the county of Athol, I assume. That claim will eventually disappear, though, and we'll stop having her annoyed about that. As he is growing older... Oh, we've turned 50 and grown a lovely beard. Or our existing beard has gone white. I think we had a beard already. As he's growing older, I can see that our son John could use some guidance in one of my experienced areas, stewardship. This is my chance to make an effort for the sake of his education. What can I offer? So because of our high stewardship, we can make him just, and we owe him a favor. We can also make him temperate, and he thinks we're boring, or we can say he must learn on his own. Just is better, +2 to stewardship. Temperate is also +2 to stewardship, but this also has learning. But also vassal opinion. Okay. I don't think it matters if we owe him a favor. So sure. We'll make him just. Young John is developing a stubborn streak. So we can teach him to be more proud instead, or we can have him lose willful and gain stubborn, which is fairly neutral, I guess. Lowers vassal opinion, though. Maybe we'll try to make him become proud. Okay, so somebody joined our defensive pact. Okay, same event for David. I guess we'll do the same thing. Now, why don't we make him temperate instead, actually? Which we did. Ooh, he's also shrewd and brawny. Wow, okay. So he's a really good character. Let's take care of this peasant revolt in Malta. Guess we could have just loaded them onto the boats from up where they were. It might have been a bit faster, but I guess that's fine. And we'll just take the amphibious landing, which should be no problem. Guess we'll just bring our retinue back down here instead of having them over there on Malta. Alright, so our next project is probably going to be another holy war against the Fatimids, and I guess we'll just continue with another adjacent duchy. Damietta is a pretty good one. And I guess since we already have a republic here, we should just give the land to them? Is that a good idea? Probably not a good idea to have a hugely powerful vassal merchant republic, but because it could result in them having better income and paying us more. Well, we'll decide what to do with it afterwards, I suppose, but before this, let's get our alliance with the Seljuks. Oh no! I guess they had a succession, and we no longer have our pact. That is unfortunate. We can at least get the Byzantines in, though. So, why not? I was so looking forward to making the Seljuks fight the Fatimids. And we'll ask to form an alliance here. He is currently fighting Sicily. He's in the France war, actually. So he may not want to help us too much, but I think that's fine. We should be able to handle this ourselves anyway. This guy is in a whole bunch of wars. So he is the primary defender in this one. Oh, he's already fighting the Seljuks, okay. He's an ally in this one, he's an ally in this one. Okay, so he's just an ally in all the other ones, but he is the primary defender against the Seljuks in a holy war for Oman. Down here somewhere? This Oman? Yes, okay. So it's pretty likely his armies are out of position. He's only got 21k. We can do the same thing we did before and get our retinue and our holy orders in place before we even declare the war. So we should have a pretty easy time of it and be able to roll in and start sieging immediately. But it is going to have to wait for the next episode because we are just about out of time for now, so thanks for watching and join me again then.